Hello, hello, good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to the stream. I'm just setting up a few things here, but I'm pretty much ready to go. How are you today? My side, pretty good. Pretty good. So, what are we doing? We are streaming. For the one of you that maybe didn't follow the previous ones, we are streaming the making of an MMO, which actually exists already. It's called Plane Shift, and has been made long time ago with a different engine, and now we are porting it to Unreal Engine because we want to use all the new good stuff, new functionality of the new engine, and so bring back our game to new life. So that's why we are doing it. And I mean, the game itself is pretty much, the basics are working, but we need to enhance a bit few other parts, like mainly the combat is to be improved. There are still a lot of different functionalities that are not fully completed, so that we will have to complete soon. So yeah, there is still quite a bit to do, so but it's pretty fun to do as well. It's one of the reasons why I'm still streaming after a long time, and I'm still developing this game after a long time, because it's pretty fun to do. We learn a lot of things while doing it, and Unreal Engine is a pretty fun engine to work with anyway. So I would suggest to any of you, if you have any interest in programming and video games, but also not only video games, because it can also be used for real-time applications and architecture and any other thing. So to really learn Unreal Engine, maybe not all of it, but let's say some parts, if you want to be like more of an artist, more of a programmer, more of a scripter, more of the music guy, or the particles guy, or the visual effects guy. I mean, so there are different jobs that you can really do inside such kind of teams, and Unreal Engine allows you to do that pretty easily, so it's pretty good. Now one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to launch also IRC, because actually there is still some people using IRC, believe it or not. Even if Discord these days is like the main application for most of the people, but there are still some people using IRC, and I forgot now to, let me see if I find it. Yeah, I'm still suffering a bit from some links missing on my PC. Where is it? Every time we lose it, huh? I think I found it. Yeah, can I pin this to the start so I do it once and I will never... Here it is. Here it is. So here in this box I have basically all the tools that we are using regularly. So we use our Visual Studio, Discord, OBS for broadcasting, MySQL Workbench, Blender, Putty for the connection to the servers, Winamp just to give you some music, and yes, an IRC. So I will just start IRC now, so that I can also post some advertising there. Let me check if it's connecting. Yes, it is. All these bips that you hear is IRC connecting to different channels. Okay, I posted it there as well. Good, so I think we can start. So what we were doing some code cleanup. Oh, by the way, I have back my Visual Studio 2010, which is very good, because when we have to compare the code between old and new, it's good. So I managed to fix it and to have it installed. So now we also have the 2010, which was the very old version. Now it's an old version, but it's the version that we were using to compile the previous game, the previous version of the game. So, and this is the code basically that I have for the old game. And so whenever we are porting some stuff, we can refer to this code and see if something is working or not working properly. While for the new one we use 2017, and in 2017 we have the Unreal Engine version of the game, and so we are moving files between one or the other. Yes, PS Unreal, here it is. PS Unreal is our project. It's loading up. Okay, so what we were doing, we were actually fixing some code yesterday night. There were still some errors that we have to complete, but I think the majority were resolved. There were still a few, and what I want to do today is the players-to-players exchange. So allowing the exchange of items between players. Between a player and an NPC, we have it already. We already ported that code, and we used it, for example, during quests. So during quest, you can an NPC can ask you for an item, and you can pop up a small window to exchange this item with him. Now we have to understand if, and I don't remember, if in the old plane shift the exchange window is similar from the one of the NPC to the one of the players. I think we need to launch maybe the old game and just do a check, something that we can definitely do, and also create a new mission. Right? Let me create a new mission. So mission is about item exchange. Item exchange, I think we can copy the screenshot from the old game. Let me just search it. Should be inside the PS distro. I have a directory called PS distro somewhere. There it is. Plane shift 063. Yes, let's try to launch it and see if it works. I think I didn't launch it recently on this machine. There it is. Mainly I didn't launch it after the crash. And hello everybody, whoever joined, thank you for joining. Okay, so this page is pretty similar to the Unreal Engine 1 now, right? So it's very similar. So we log in with my character. We are a game master, so we are invisible to players. So we are not disrupting any gameplay. And remember, this is the old game. This is not Unreal Engine. There is an engine called Crystal Space, which was popular like, I don't know, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And that is what we made the game with at that time, that now we are porting to Unreal. So what I want to do, if I need to exchange with a player though, I need a player. Can I exchange with myself? No, I cannot. So I need to make myself visible somehow. Or I can connect with two clients, which is another possibility. Or I can search if in our wiki there is a screenshot of the, maybe there is, of the exchange. I think I took some screenshot the other because we had the same question for the exchange with NPCs, and I think I took some additional screenshot. User interface, petition window, inventory window, information window, guild stats. There is everything except exchange. Spell book, stats and windows. Okay, there is no exchange. Maybe it's called the trade. Let's see if it's called the trade. No. Buying, selling and trading. Buying, selling, exchange. Oh, okay, it is exchanging. So it seems that the exchange window is this one. Now to me it seems pretty similar to the one we have for the NPC, right? If I go to an, let me go to an NPC and try to trade something. Let me just teleport to one of the most popular guys we have in the game, which is the blacksmith in the main part of the city. You see, loading up takes quite some time when you switch between areas. I think with Unreal will be much easier. Maybe it will be much better. This part will be definitely better. Okay, this is the guy. So if I exchange, so I can buy, sell, give. Yes, if I give, okay, this is the exchange window. Okay, because the exchange window is done this way because is only one box, which is the give. We don't have the receive part, obviously, because there is no player, and so the NPC automatically accepts our exchanges. So basically the exchange window, but I remember that we did, it's for banking. What is the, no, the storage is done this way. Okay, so that's fine. The banking is this one, and we did it as well. The buy sell is this one. Oh, we never did it with two, huh? Why I have the feeling I did it already? Let's launch Unreal Engine. I think I have the feeling we did it already. Or maybe I never tested it, but I remember a window that we made with two boxes, one on the left, one on the right, give and receive, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, the problem is that to start it, I think I need to squash the bugs, otherwise it will not compile. So let's just quickly try to make the PS Unreal compile so that we can... but anyway, for us, I mean, the screenshot that I have to take is this one. So if I copy this image, should be very similar to this one, and we put it in our mission. Boom. Right? So this will be the exchange window we have to create. So the first thing we need to do in our mission is to create the UI. Create or reuse. I think we will be able to reuse the UI. So we need to create a UI like this and ensure also that there is an icon for exchange. Yes, maybe before that, well, or after, it's the same. So ensure in the context menu, no, let's say without ensure, add in the context menu an icon for trading with other players, right? So we should detect the fact that we are right clicking on another player and we want to add the icon for the exchange. Okay, player to player exchange. Okay, then what we have to do, then we have to port the code for player and player exchange, player to player, port the code for player to player. I think there is actually a class that is called player to player exchange, so we need to port this class. And well, and then after we do that, we just need to test it in game. I don't think because all the server part I think will be fine, so I don't think there is much more that we have. I don't think it's a big task actually. I think it's a relatively easy task. Yeah, and then test it in game. At the moment I'm not thinking to any other well, let's say there is another piece which in theory when you are exchanging, like when we do it with the NPC, he opens up, you know, this small inventory, which is a kind of a shorter version of your full inventory, because your full inventory looks like this, right? Which has also the doll view and all the items that you have equipped and all of that. The exchange window is actually calling a simplified version of the inventory that you can just use to drag and drop items, you know, to give to the NPC. In this case, you see the trade is declined because it says that the NPC doesn't need those items, and so It doesn't take your items if it doesn't need it for a quest or for something else. So I don't know if you want to create also this small panel, but here I can give like 100 money for the 103. I can put it here. And yes, we need also the money piece, but I think that we have it down here, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Only one thing. Can we make this slightly bigger? Yes, something like that. Okay, so it's more visible. The two options are accept trade and accept trade, which is this one, and the other is open inventory. Okay, I don't think we need the open inventory one. I think we can just use the accept trade. Maybe is enough. Yeah, which is this icon. It is enough to have the accept trade, and then you will have trading with, and it says the names of the player, the items you're going to give, the items that you are receiving, the money that you are giving or receiving, and then both players have to accept to actually complete the trade, right? So that's the idea. Now we can change the UI in the future. At the moment we don't care too much about the graphics, you know, so we can just reuse what we have, and then we can skin the graphics as we want in the future, improve it, make it more appealing and everything, so it's not a problem. Okay, so let's see which errors we have left, because we absolutely need to have this compiled at least to launch and see the exchange window. Now yeah, we still have a number of errors. There are not too many, there are about 10, and is by the way is inside the exchange, so that's why I decided to do it, to do this player-to-player exchange now, because the errors that we have left are inside exactly this class. In this case it's player to an NPC exchange. Which is interesting though, because this one should be I think this one was one of the pieces that was working already. Maybe we will not go through this for quest exchange, or maybe we were not caring about this send end. Probably. So our player anyway is the client, is this guy. So we need to send the end to, is this sending the end to the client? Yes, so this one has to be changed to client. It's sending the end to the player. Okay, so this error now went away. We have the same here, which is another exchange. It's probably the exchange between two players. No, it's still player to NPC. Okay, there is another send end. And which other errors we have? Yes, we have these ones, which are the request, player-to-player exchange. You see, so this one is the one that is sending to both players the information that the two characters have to pop up a window like this one, right? So both will receive. So if one accepts, one asks, the other accepts, this window gets popped up. Okay, and it is the code that is just sending the request to both players. And it's doing it in a kind of a way that we don't want to do it anymore. We want to do it differently. Here was creating specific messages, and in our case we will call RPC functions, which I think is the best for us and the easiest. So this one will have to go away for now. Let's just, so send message, message one, let's just make it compile. I don't care too much. You know what, we can just comment out for now these two, because we will have anyway to redo this code very soon, like in I don't know, half an hour from now or 15 minutes from now. So all of this will have to be redone. So let me just comment it out. There is no need for us to keep it. They are all in player-to-player exchange, I guess. So we will see all of this. I just have to be careful and see if they are all in the same class. Yes, we can just comment it all, and then we will create for each one new RPC event in Unreal Engine, so that we can this is player to NPC, huh? Why this thing is still here? This one is interesting that it's still here. Like, probably this code is not called. I think this code is not called anymore in our NPC to player to NPC exchange. We can check easily, because we can go in our Planeship player controller and check in all the methods that we have. There must be one about trading with NPC. So inventory and exchange, here it is. So we have receive inventory, we have a receive exchange an item, receive exchange. So I did this some time ago, I mean a few months ago, so I don't fully recall how it was working, but I think that we can see it in blueprints. All of this is blueprints anyway, so it's just the call that is receive exchange item. So it is asking to the window, to the exchange window, to add an item. That is asking to the window to remove an item. And yes, the question is, in our code, what exactly triggered this? Let me just check. Okay, this one is inside PS exchange, send add item message. Send add item message, which is called by this add item, which is called by who? Yeah, player to player exchange add item, for example, right? Handle auto give. Yeah, you see there are a number of places that are calling this add item. I'm just trying to understand if that piece, because this exchange, container exchange, PS exchange, okay. So is our player to player exchange, I have to recall a bit the classes, because I actually don't recall them all. So this player to player exchange, okay, is derived from PS exchange. Okay. Okay, so they can implement a different add item based on this. So PS exchange is the father of our hierarchy, right? And oops, why is this color so small? No idea. There is one class, okay, called PS exchange, which has then two children, which are our player to player exchange and player to NPC exchange. I don't think there are more than this, but we can check. Made it too big. Okay, so this one has this subclass, player to player exchange, and let me see which others are inheriting from it. We have player to NPC exchange, right? Let's do it 26 as well. Let me see if there is any other. Player to player, player to NPC. I think they are the only two. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this father class has two subclasses. And now I see that we are using the father class we are using, but I'm trying to check if these ones are used as well. In particular, I'm interested in the player 2 NPC, which was the one that was working before. So here, for example, do you have the add item here? No, you don't have it. You just have handle and handle accept. So I think we are using basically very little of this code at the moment. Probably only check exchange. I think this one, yeah, this one check exchange is checking all the different let's say conditions, the conditions to actually accept the trade. So, and it's also asking for the send inventory. Okay, so this one is the one that is asking the server to send the inventory in the case of an NPC exchange. Fine. So I think it's actually used. The problem is that these messages are not utilized anymore. So all the creation of the UI, now we do it differently. We don't do it anymore through these messages. We don't do it anymore. So okay, let's comment them all out. I just want to compile for now. There is a player group disband. Also this one, I think that we don't care too much. We can group disbanded by leader. I think in this message we should have at least, if I comment this one, I should put a you fix me, because this one I think it may have some impact. Is needed to disband the group. There is also a progression manager send message. Why all of this is going through? I'm a bit confused why all of this is going through event manager. Why these managers don't have their own broadcasters of the information. That is a bit obscure to me. Because you see this at the moment is a dummy class, so it's doing nothing actually. Right? This means that we may not be using this at the moment. And this is what we will have to investigate later on. Do we use this? I don't know. And here we are inside send player money. So for example, this one I was pretty sure that we were using. No, you see, there is one part that is banking that we did, but we didn't do storage, I think. So storage is still the old code, and banking is the new code. You see, this is the new code. Okay, so this one we can definitely remove for now. Redo with new code. Okay. So this one we don't care. Okay, let's see if it compiles now, because I would like to check what we have in the editor. Hello, I see someone joined. Welcome to the stream. We're working on players-to-player exchange, but before that we just need to fix few compilation errors that we had. Still failed, huh? But these one are the easy ones. These one are the this one are the string, the printf, where I missed some. It's trying to invalid argument passed to f string. Yeah, it doesn't like this parameter because this parameter is actually a const char. So in theory we could convert all of this to f strings, because there is really no reason why we should use a char pointer. I always forget if I can initialize an f string from, but I can do it with ANSI to tchar, right? I can do it like this. So this one should do the trick. This one should do the trick in theory. Let me see. Yes, I think it did, but we have the same issue on the next line, where we have, I think we'll be in many places though, like everywhere. So the question is, do we want to add this ANSI to char everywhere, or do we want to convert all of those parameters to f strings, right? Which maybe is easier. I think I take the second one, so I would like to convert all of this to f strings, so we do it once and then it's done. So let's do it will have an impact on a few other places, but I think it's better if we do it now than later. So let's convert all those ones to f string. Now this will give us a positive effect here for sure, but it will give a negative effect on, well, for sure the header file that has to be changed, but also on some of the subclasses which are expecting to use this as a char pointer, but we can change them now. So if I go, so this is invite manager, huh? Yes, it's invite manager. If I go here, yes, there is the same substitution to do here. Same one. Okay. Now let's try to recompile. We will get some issues on that, but it's okay. We will get few errors on the subclasses, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so here we have another one which is inside invite manager. Is now complaining that invt explanation, well actually this one is an f string, so I think I just need to dereference it and it should be fine. I don't know if it takes the f string also as a formatter, but I would say yes. I think I never did it this way, but it should not be a problem. Yeah, in fact it seems now is okay. And I think it's a bit cleaner, no, than having the ANSI to char. I mean, having that kind of conversion function in the middle. I mean, we just use f strings everywhere and it's easier. Now, I think there are a few of these ones, huh? What is this? Invite manager. Yeah, we have the same problem here for all of those. So we need to escape all of those. We need to dereference whatever, all of those, because it will be the same problem. All these are strings, are f strings, and all of them will fail the same way. Is it all, or are there more? Let's check. I think these are the majority, but there are for sure some others. I'm sure there are some others here. still invite manager, eh? Yes, all these ones. All these ones are exactly identical. For the ones that are new to the stream, I mean, this stream doesn't want to be, you know, kind of a professional stream. I mean, I'm not really a professional of Unreal. I've been programming for most of my life, so let's say that somehow I know what I'm doing, but for Unreal, for sure, I'm still a real beginner. So what you will see on this stream is me making mistakes most part, and your input is very appreciated. So if you have any inputs to give, or you see any mistakes or things they can do better, let me know so that we progress together into this. Okay, so he succeeded, so build succeeded. So now we have the game compiled again, so I can launch this the editor. Let's launch the editor. I want to see if we have an Exchange UI already, because I think I really remember the UI with the two panels. Now I don't know if it was something else or it was an Exchange window, but I think it was an Exchange window actually. But I think we never tested player-to-player exchange, so this is what is confusing me a bit, but I think we will clarify it soon. If you want to type in the chat, they will be appreciated, just to tell people you are here. But you need to register a Google account, so you can chat only if you have a Google account. If you are watching on YouTube, if you are watching on Twitch, because I'm streaming on Twitch at the same time, then you just need a Twitch account. And I can see both chats from here, so you can use the platform you prefer. There is an interesting error message. Let me just do a print screen because I think there is something for Zwei. Let me do a print screen of this and I will send it to him, because this should not happen. This should not happen. Let me crop, and no, let me crop a bit more, otherwise there is a mess behind. Okay, like this. Okay, let me send this to Zwei, which might, by the way, maybe is connected, maybe he's listening at the moment, but let me put it in our Discord. Where is our Discord? Is here. Because it should not happen. It seems that something is messed up with I get this message while opening Unreal editor. Sorry, I'm on another screen, so you cannot see it, but I just pasted the question in our Discord. I don't know why we are getting this, but they will be added now. Please save the skeleton. Okay. Ouch. Is doing it for every piece. You're saying his legs, feet, hair, torso, arms, hands, legs, feet, hair. And he's cycling continuously on this. I don't know why. Maybe he's loading multiple instances of that. Could be. We have a problem with the Dermorian female character here. I don't know if it's something that I did, because maybe I did some changes on my side, but no, content is clean, so content is exactly as it is in SVN. So ouch, that's not nice. It is not nice at all. There is a crash of the editor while trying to open the project. Assertion, I mean, we can launch it in debug mode, but Array index out of bounds. -1 from array of size 70. So what can I do? I can just delete the Dermorian female folder, so this one will not be loaded up, and see if that helps. So probably this is what I'm gonna do. So you should not have the problem of loading it, but the problem is that if he's not loading it, how can we fix it? I mean, if the editor is not even opening, you know, it means that we have to redo it somehow. Okay, Zway is saying that the Dermorian is not imported yet. So okay, so this is not a character we should use. So I think we can just delete it. Don't restore. Okay, I think it opened now. So yes, the problem was really into that folder, because at the moment the only character that is fully imported, that is what Zway is telling me, is the Noltrir female. Which is this character, yes. So this character is the one that in theory we have imported properly in the game. Animations are still a bit temporary, but it's fine. Yeah, like the way the legs are standing, and is not correct. They're like wide open. I don't know why. The original model was not like this, but it's okay. I mean, we just did some tests on importing, but I think we should change this a bit, just to make it look more natural, you know. On the side it looks natural, but on the front it doesn't. But it's fine, we can change the animations anytime. So okay, so this is the character that works, but it's not what I was checking. What I was checking was the UI. So I want to check if in our UI, which is here, we have actually a widget or a window better dedicated to Exchange. I remember there was a Win Exchange. Okay, Win Exchange is here. Ah, here it is. Win Exchange is actually here. Okay. Are we removing these panels when we are exchanging with an NPC? I don't know, I'm a bit confused though, because or are we using just this one? I don't remember, boys. I really don't remember. Win Merchant. Let me check Win Merchant. No, Win Merchant is this one. Is not the one I'm thinking to. Win Banking. Win Banking is this one. Okay, this one also is done, but it's not the one that we need. Win Description, Win Chat, Win Confirmation, Win Container, Win Exchange, the one I just opened. Win Friend, Win Interact, Win Item Details, Win Loot, Win Min Map, Menu Bar, Merchant, Bubbles, Option Quest, Shortcut Skills, Research Spellbook, Win Stats. So I think we are using this one. So are we using that one just with one part of the panel hidden, or let me just launch the server and the client, which should start now. And let's recall what we did, because I don't remember. I don't remember if we did it. Let's just check that the server is properly up and running. At the moment I see only the client up. I don't see the server up. Okay, the server is starting. Oops. I think the server is crashing. I think the server is crashing, yes. My SQL is not up. Okay, makes sense. Cannot operate without a database. I think he's right. I think he's right. So we need to launch our DB, otherwise it will not start. So give me a second. I'm on another screen. We used the MySQL 5.5 in this case. Which is here, and I think I was launching it manually because I have too many MySQL installed on this PC, and so I don't have all the stuff. So I don't have all the services. Sorry, MySQL D. Okay, so now the SQL server is started, so our server should be able to go up. Okay. You plan to import all the others this Saturday? Okay, that's very good news. For now I'm using only the Cran and the giant monster, the lava monster. These are the two that I'm using at the moment in the game, but as soon as we have the others, I think I can tweak a bit the character creation, and I mean, it's mainly changing one table, is the race info table, which should be updated with all the new meshes, and pointing to the new meshes, they will be automatically loaded. So if you keep the right naming convention, I think it will just work automatically. Okay, let's log in. I think we need a kind of a progress bar or pause icon, something like that, you know, because it's not very easy to understand when the client is doing something and is loading. It's a bit annoying. You get like this freeze screen and you don't see what is going on. Okay. So let me just check the yeah, it's a bit dark, but it will become lighter very soon, like now. So let me check when we exchange with an NPC what happens. We need to go, where is the blacksmith? Is there? Also, the blacksmith became Cran because I didn't have the other models loaded. So, okay, so there is the give, I think. Now there is the buy sell. Okay, so this one to buy and sell. There is the one to speak. There is the storage. I think the exchange is popped up only when you speak with him, right? When you click on trade, oh my god, these windows are so annoying. Yeah, actually it popped up the exchange window, the full exchange window, just with the receive part disabled. Okay, so this is what we did. Okay, I was thinking we did a separate UI, but no, we did this. We are using the same UI. Actually, the right side should be hidden when you are speaking with an NPC. But I think what we decided to do was to have just for now one UI working for both cases. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, so the window we have it already, because I was sure we were having a window already. I was pretty sure that we had this done already. Yeah. This one is disabled somehow, but if I drop an item from here to here, ouch, didn't work. It dropped into the world actually. It is kind of interesting. Why it didn't sense the movement? I'm just dropping stuff on the ground after the window. This was actually working though, huh? This was actually working, so it may be the upgrade to 420 that broke something. Because it seems that our window is not blocking the mouse. Is not. I mean, the mouse is not clicking here. That is not good. That is not good. It seems that. Wow. Also, my character for some reason went into the T position. Why that? Why this happened? Why this happened? Why my character is now like a flying airplane? Why? Why he went into this freaking T position now? Because the server crashed. That's why. Okay. So I think we definitely have an issue when dropping items. It's something new. It's something that we didn't have in the past. So it seems to be a bug of some kind. So let me see server side what happened, because the server crashed. We are still getting this problem. Error query failed, error duplicate entry, but this one is the one that I thought I fixed. No? I didn't, huh? Okay, so let's just go in debug mode and launch the server in debug mode, because I want to see this error popping up in Visual Studio. Because I think this is actually the error that started the whole discussion yesterday, I mean before yesterday. And that is the reason why I started to do the code cleanup and all of that. Because it was actually crashing. I thought that the code cleanup resolved that bug, but it seems it didn't. Oh fuck, it's compiling, wait a second, it's compiling with auto reload. I don't want auto reload. I want a normal compilation. So let's close the editor. We understood anyway that the exchange window is already made, so it's fine. Yes, let's close this. Maybe let's also close the old client. I don't think I need it at the moment. We can launch it again if we need it. So let me just ensure that this didn't mess up any of our files. In particular, this file we should be pointing to the right. Yes, we're in the bug game. Okay, this one is correct. Let me see if it generated any. No, it didn't generate any hot reload here. So it should be fine. We can just launch it again, and it should be fine now. So the hot reload, for the one of you that don't know, is basically a way when you have the editor open and you compile through Visual Studio. Visual Studio is sensing that the editor is open and is recompiling in a way that your editor gets automatically updated. So if you do a code change, the editor will automatically sense it, which is pretty good on one side. On the other side, it makes the things a bit more unpredictable and unstable. I've seen sometimes it doesn't fully work, you know. So I prefer to avoid the auto reload if I can. Like now in this case, I don't have to edit any blueprints in the editor. I don't have to do any changes there, so I don't care about the auto reload. So you just close the editor and compile again, and in this case it will just compile clean. So now I want to launch it in debug mode and see exactly what is that error, because it's the same error that we faced yesterday, but I think he has a different spin on it. So maybe it's a different part of the code that is actually the same error. It's compiling. It's taking time to compile. Okay. Oops, my internet went down. Something happened. Something happened. The internet went down, or the streaming service went down. I think something went down because I stopped for a few seconds. Okay, anyway, he launched it in debug mode, so we are now debugging this. So the bug was when I was right-clicking on an item to see its description, and it was checking the Guardian ID, and the Guardian ID was failing. So I think I fixed that part, but probably I didn't. Okay, now the server is up, so the client we can launch normally. We don't need the client to be in debug mode. Can just launch the client normally here. Yeah, I'm sorry for the one that got disconnected, but I think my internet went down or something, or the streaming service went down. I hope the video will not be split into two, because it's annoying to have it split, but if it splits, it's okay. I will call it part 1 and part 2, and that's it. Okay, so let's see if we can squash this bug, because it's a bit annoying. I don't know if it's me, but I feel that the 420, at least in these parts, is lower. Anyway, when you're loading into the game, it's kind of slower. Okay, so it's a bit dark, but it will become, yes, brighter. So when I right click on one of these items, I think we get the error. Okay, it didn't. Okay. Okay, now that it's in debug mode, everything works perfectly. Okay. I don't know why, but maybe it's just when it's just dropped. Let me pick it up. Ah, something happened? No, no. It looked like something crashed, but it didn't. Okay, so let me pick up all these items back. So what I did to cause the crash, I was speaking with this guy. I clicked on trade, right? I got my exchange window up, and then I try to drop one item like this into the window, but for some reason, yes, it goes through this is already a problem, because it goes through the window and gets dropped into the world. And then at that point, if I click on it, let me see if now we get the issue. No. Now it's working perfectly, obviously. Now that I'm in debug mode, it's working perfectly. It's not crashing. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let me check another thing, because we had an item that was actually crashing, which was next to the temple, which was something that we had a problem with in the past. Why I can see inside the temple, by the way? I was not able to see inside before. I mean, inside is not inside, because there is nothing inside, but there was a portal here. There was like a wall, like a gate. It's not here anymore. Okay, interesting. something's weird in this game. Okay, this is our axe on the ground. So when I was right clicking and clicking on this, it was crashing. Okay, now it's not crashing anymore. So something else made it crash. I don't know what, but something else made it crash. Okay, so we cannot reproduce it at the moment. But the problem we have is that the exchange window is not accepting. So while this window, you see this window is accepting the movement of items. So it's sensing the slots, because you see that it's sensing the slot, right? It's sensing it properly. For some reason, the exchange window is not. Is it because we are in the dialogue mode and something happened to our dialogues? Could be. Could be. Okay, now it crashed. Well, it crashed, but it didn't give me an error, really? It just decided to shut down by itself? What is this? I don't understand. Your connection to the host has been... Your connection to the host. What is going on here? I've seen this already in 420 only. I mean, it was not doing this before, but you see that it gives a network failure, game driver failure connection, host closed the connection. But the server just decided to shut down. I mean, no one asked them to shut down, so I don't know why the server just decided at a certain point. Is there an error or not? $19.56. Yes, there is an error. Why is not stopping in debug mode? Ah, crap. Because probably it's a managed error. Okay, I think I understand. Okay. Okay. Let me see. So, unfortunately, is a managed error, and so we don't stop on the crash, but we manage the crash, which is annoying. And we just decide, there it is, and we just decide to bail out. So we don't know where we are coming from. We don't know where we are coming from, which is annoying. Can I yeah, I think I will just breakpoint this. Yeah, let's just breakpoint this, and if he enters there, means that there is an error, so we should go there only if he's crashing, right? And then we will backtrace from there and see where it's coming from, to see the stack trace, because the fact that here is managed is I mean, it's a good thing on one side, but it's not a good thing for now, for us now, because we cannot see the stack trace of this. Okay, let's launch it again. This time we have the breakpoint, so as soon as we crash, We should see it. He should still be with the guarding character thing. I'm pretty sure he's still on that. Hello, is it loading? 45 limitation loaded, okay. Is it doing something or not? I had it selected, my bad. No, I selected the client actually, not the server. Why is not going through this? What the hell is doing? What the hell is this guy doing? So he stopped here and it doesn't come through this. Is failing in this release. By the way, you know what? This release we should remove it because it was the old way of doing the release when it was a pointer, but at the moment it's not a pointer. And this one is putting this pointer to null, and I don't think we need it anymore because now we are not using a pointer to result set anymore, but we are using just a normal item. And so I don't know why we need to release it. Yeah, it says delete this. I think we should use it only if it's a pointer, not in the other cases. So I think this is just confusing. This is just confusing the code. And by the way, it's also stopping our loading. I don't know why. So this one is not needed anymore. The release. I think we should remove actually all the release. All the release should be commented out. Because there is no need now that we change them all to actual objects and not to pointers. It's no more. There were only 2 points. I'm surprised there were only 2 points actually. Okay. There were only those 2 points, so it's fine. So I will delete the DLL because I wanted to recompile it properly. But to do this I need to quit the client, yes. Okay. Okay, I'll recompile it this way. So I removed the 2 release which are not needed. And this should not mess up with the memory, which is already a good thing. Okay, so now it's not stopping there anymore, which I think is good for us. It's loading quests, okay. Is repopulating NPCs, okay, so all of that is good. So the server is starting normally now. Okay. Now I still have the breakpoint on the error of the SQL, of the SQL, so it should be okay. So we should catch the error now when we interact in the world if it happens again. I really need to squash that bug because is actually making the server bail out, so which is something that should never happen. because it means that all the other players will just drop. Okay. So let's try again to drop items or do stuff like that, so that we see if we catch the error. Okay, so let's drop like this axe to the ground and right click it, look at it, let's see if the server gave any problem. No, seems it doesn't. I pick up this. Let's go to the other axe, the one that was giving the error before. By the way, since the water is not working anymore, you see the water is like checkerboard. It's something not working in 420 with that material, so it's something we need to check. Okay, so let me click on this axe and view it. Seems I can view it, no problem. So what is the issue, boys? The server is up and running now, so it's not giving the error. So something happened. Something happened. And now it's not happening. Pick up this. Okay, anyway, if it happens again, we will see it now because we have the server in debug mode. And so now the point is, hopefully that bug will show up again. Now it's not showing, so I don't know exactly how to reproduce it. But so the problem is that when I click on speak with this guy and then I click on trade and I get my exchange window, then this exchange window is actually not filling my clicks. Well, it's actually filling these clicks without problems. But if I drop an item into it, it's not working, which is weird. Can I detect the click here? Maybe I should just detect the click and see. You see? We print it out. You see on the top left, maybe it's a bit small for you, but if I click here, it says slot clicked. Right? It says slot clicked. If I click here, it doesn't say slot clicked, but it says that I clicked on the geometry behind. So yeah, so it's not sensing the click. That's for sure. It's not sensing our click. Now, why is not sensing our click? I think we had a kind of a. I remember we had a problem with this, and we fixed it by setting the part. There was something on the panel, and I think we fixed this already a long time ago. Why the problem is still there? Why the problem is here again? This is what I don't understand. But oh, I think we got the error. No, we didn't. Yes, I think we did. Okay, we right click on that and we got the error. And we got the error. Wow. It's actually inside handle chat message. Ah, it's when I click on buy. It's when I click on the buy button. When I close, basically when I close the trade with the NPC, something bad happens. So I click, okay, I click on buy. The NPC receives the event, which is buy. and we try to respond to buy. Fine. We try to respond to that. So the NPC is trying to respond, and what is going on here? So here we are inside respond. So if response, the response is actually valid. So you should say found response to. Let me see if I updated the log, and we have it in the log. Server abandoning. No, I didn't print out the log yet, I think. No, I didn't. It's still 1956, so I didn't flush the log yet on the server side, unfortunately. So we cannot see it. Cannot see it from the log, but anyway, I think it printed out this. The trigger is goodbye, which is okay. It's not bye, but it's goodbye, but it's the same because it's an alias. So it's checking if the current player is null, which is not. So it goes here, and here is trying to print out few things, including the response ID, which is 3, which needs to be valid. The get response, and then it is doing something like set last response of this ID, and all of that seems to be okay. Then it's doing what? Then he's trying to set the assign last quest last response. Okay, so it's going inside of this function, and this is where it's crashing. So the quest should be null, yes, obviously, because we are not in a quest. The response is valid, and my object is valid. Oh fuck it, we are failing on a printout. We are failing on a printout, boys. Happens. So because I have selected, oh my god, that is interesting. Okay, so I understand what is happening. Kind of a crazy sequence. Yeah. It should not allow me to change the target. So what happens is the following. I'm speaking with the NPC, but with the mouse I'm clicking on an item. And so the target of my character is no more the NPC itself, but is the item. And for whatever reason, we go here trying to get the response, but instead of trying to get the response from the NPC, I'm trying to get it from the item that is on the ground, which obviously will never be able to respond. And this piece of code is doing two mistakes. One is to allow the player to click on an item on the ground while he's speaking with an NPC. That should not be possible. And second, anyway, is crashing because it assumes that the quest is always valid, but in this case it's not. So I think what we can do, we can just do this. Let's do this. We can just test if quest is valid, and if it's not valid, no, if it's valid, we do this. If it's not valid, we just put text null, right? So there is no quest. So in this case, we don't crash, which is the good part. But still, I would say there must be a new fix me here. So we need to fix this. You fix me the moment No, I don't think I don't even know if he's here, because actually the problem is before this. The problem is when we send the chat message. This chat message is so stupid. It's sent to the one that we have targeted. Yes, it's pretty stupid because he's getting the target, and the target is what I have clicked on. Yeah, this target here. But actually here target is a cran character C0, so actually here the target is correct. So why gets then the item? Because up to here is correct. When is getting the wrong value then here in this code? Because target NPC is C0, which is okay. Check NPC event. Up to here is all correct. I don't understand where we are doing the thingy, where we are checking the actual object that is selected. Target. Here is still okay. Here is still okay. Then it goes inside respond. It's not passing the target anymore, you see? It's not passing the target, so here is probably doing a get target object somewhere. He's probably doing a get target object. I'm sure it's somewhere here. I'm sure. Get target object, there it is. Yeah, so it's getting again the so it's not passing through. To me it is a bit of a mistake, because we are not passing through the target. We are assuming that he didn't change the target, but he may have. So in this case we have, and he's messed it up. I mean, do we care now about this? I don't think we care now, but we should put a you fix me if the player changed his target meanwhile this function will then not return the right target. Yeah, which is a problem. Okay, at least we fixed the crash, so it will not crash. We'll just try to get an answer from the object on the ground, which obviously cannot speak, and so you know, it will not crash. We'll not get an answer, but it will not crash. So, which is already an achievement, right? At least our server will not crash on such a stupid case, which is good. But still we didn't solve the mystery of why the slot is not clickable, huh? So we need to solve that mystery as soon as possible. I want to solve it now, because this is the mission of today. So I want to see in the editor why my exchange window has a slot which is not clickable. Right? I think we did NPC exchange, right? We did it. I'm pretty sure we did it, because we had some quests in which we had to give items, and it was giving items to me. I don't know if also the opposite is true, so like that we were able to give him items, but yeah, seems that his exchange window is not sensing the slot click. And I remember very clearly that we had a similar issue in some other window. I think it was that one, by the way, but It seems strange that we rolled back to a previous version. I don't know. Let me check if someone did, maybe, or myself or someone did a mistake and for any reason checked in a previous version of that window. Where is that? That is under content, UI, game, widgets, window, exchange window. Window exchange, yes, this one. Let me see the history of that. So the last one was me. For some reason I checked it in when I was working on the spell window. Not 100% sure why, but seems I did. It's me, the 15th of July. Win exchange. Okay, I don't know, but I think I have a solution. So if we look at the inventory window, which is this, but this one is generated automatically, huh? Because I remember pretty clearly that there was a setting here. Here it is, visibility. So the whole thing was running around this visibility flag. So self hit test invisible. Okay. Self hit test invisible. So same as hit test invisible, but doesn't apply to child widgets. Exactly. So let's see in this window if we have a panel which is around our slots, self hit test invisible is actually correct. Because then our slot should be our slot is self hit test invisible as well. This is not good. Why our slot is self-tested invisible? Obviously it's not working. I have a deja vu. I have a big deja vu. I should go back and look at the streams where we were working on this and see what I did. But I'm pretty sure that we changed it to visible. I'm pretty sure we did it. Now, did we do it on this panel or did we do it on another panel? Because maybe I'm getting confused because it was another panel, you know. So it was like the quest window. I don't know, it was something else that was not clicking. But I have the very clear memory of some slots that we were not able to click. It was not the loot window. Maybe it was the merchant window. You couldn't click this. No, I remember it was okay. Anyway, whatever it was, I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised it's still like this, but it was the spell window. Yes, it was this one. I remember now. We had this problem here. I think we had this problem here and we fixed it here, right? Okay, let me see something though, because you see that all these buttons are as well self-hit test invisible. I'm so confused now. Seems that all of them has been reset with the wrong setting. Is it something that happened in the migration to 420? so weird. Hello, Abdin. Welcome. So I'm trying to figure out a pretty tough problem here, because I'm pretty sure that this stuff was working and now it's not working anymore, and I'm trying to understand if it's a regression from the latest release of Unreal 420, or is something that we messed up in the SVN, but I don't think so. I don't think anyone checked in a previous version of this. But I remember in the spell window we had the problem of the visibility, and so let me check WD slot item. WD slot item. Which is a widget. Is this little widget here? He has a border. He has a button. The button is actually visibility visible. Everything else... Okay. Everything else is invisible, so maybe it's correct as it is. But why the button is not... Why the button then is not clickable? And why it is in the inventory? The difference is that in the inventory we are creating the slots dynamically, which may be the difference. So here we have a scroll box. The scroll box is visibility visible though, and the wrap box is self-hit test invisible. But you know, I did that printout exactly for this problem. You see, when we click on it, it says a slot clicked or something like that. Yeah, it is. Item click, you see it says slot item click, slot item click, slot clicked. So slot clicked. Let me test the spell window, because I need to see another case to judge if it's really broken or what. I need to test another case. Let's launch the server in the client again, and let's see if the spell window is properly interacting or not, because in theory it's made of layers, you know, it's made of layers, and the only layer, so it's like this. Just to explain you, let me clean this. Just to explain you, we have like, I will make in gray the things that are self-hit test invisible. Okay, so we have the window, then we have maybe a panel inside the window, and then we have our slots, and then every slot inside has a button which is actually visible. Is the only element that is visible is this blue thingy inside, which is visible. So when with your mouse you click, everything that is gray is not picking up the click. It's only the blue thingy, which is the button, which is picking up the click, right? We should in theory then sense the click and execute the code. But it seems that is not what is happening, so only for that window. But let's see also this other window. I want to see. Yeah, we definitely need a progress bar, otherwise the players would be confused what is going on. Like now, you need a progress bar or something, because it seems that it's frozen, but in reality it's doing something. It is another problem. Okay. Okay. So if I click here, you see on the top left the slot clicked. It works perfectly. I'm clicking here on the bottom right, right on the inventory window. Now let me see if I can bring up my spell window. No, these are the quests, the spell book. Okay, and I can click on. What is my research panel? I see. I just put that button there. Okay, this is my research. Okay, given the fact that we should improve the skin because it's too transparent, but if I click on this slot, it says slot clicked. You see, it says slot clicked. Slot clicked, slot clicked, slot clicked, slot clicked. So this one are actually censored. I mean, they're actually working. This one as well, this one as well, this one as well, this one as well. But for some reason, if I go to an NPC, let's try to take another NPC like this one, and well, this one probably cannot even speak with him. No, this one is too stupid, I cannot do it. Why I cannot change my view anymore? Something happened. I'm stuck in this view. Is the server still up? Yes, it is. Boys, I'm stuck in this view. Okay, anyway, now I'm not stuck anymore. I did a trick. So if I'm speaking with this guy and I have my spur research window here, I click here, you see it says slot clicked, slot clicked, slot clicked. But if I bring up my trade window, which is this one, then it doesn't work. These slots are not working as these slots. Why? I don't know. But basically these slots are not working at the moment. Crap. Why are not working? Boys, why? And we can compare it to the spell window because the spell window is much similar. I mean, it's not built on the fly. It's just, so let me open up the spell window. Right, win spell book. No. Win research something. Win spell research. Right, this one. So this one is basically made as the other one, so it's not a big difference. So one of these slots, let's see how these slots are made. I remember the image, it was on the front instead of the back. The image here is at the back, is in front of everything. Is this the problem? Is this the issue, that the image should go at the back? Otherwise it's interfering somehow with the... Okay, let me check this image. Image is visible. In my spell research window, my image is selfie test invisible. Okay, this is the problem. The problem is the image, boys. Now, why changed? So this one should be selfies test invisible. Right? Because in the spell research is also selfie test invisible. Okay, so I think I think that is the problem. Okay, let me try to save it. I have to close everything though, otherwise we'll not save. So let me close this. I think the server, I still want to launch it in debug mode. So I will no, wait, I will do the, it does the auto reload, please no. Okay, so let's save, the compile and save this one. Yes, we have to check it out. And we need to save it. And we can go, and so we launch the server in debug mode, but we keep, okay. Some ambulance running around. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can. Okay, so let's launch it in debug mode and see. So now I think it's just the set it test visible. I think that I'm just wondering why is set wrongly if we tested that we could give items to NPCs, because I'm pretty sure we had a quest. We had a quest in which we had to give items to an NPC. We tested it, it was working properly. Right? I mean, it was many months ago, so I'm not 100% sure, but I think we did. Maybe some of you remember, I don't know, but I think we did. I think we did it. Let me see in the quests that we have loaded. So if we look at all the quests, there are a few that we are using, right?